Hello, first responders. It's Johanna with Holiday Planet with our cash and gratuities announcement for our First Responder Cruise 2024 to the Eastern Caribbean coming right up now. So, the way cash works on board the ship is that it is a cashless system. Next week, we'll be sending out an announcement about online check in. So, you could start checking in now if you want, or wait for our instructions next week. But when you do complete your online check in, you will register a credit card for your onboard account. I know some people would rather pay in cash, so when you get to the ship, you can go to guest services and make cash payments at any time. Making payments at guest services is also a good thing to do if you are roommates and you're trying to keep your charges separate because Princess views your whole cabin as having one joint account. At the end of the week, anything you've charged, any bills you've racked up will automatically charge out to the card that you registered for your onboard account. So for roommates, separate payments are best to be made at guest services. But whether or not you plan to pay on board in cash, you still want to go ahead and register that credit card to your onboard account. If you do not, it will not let you be checked in prior to the cruise. And if you're not checked in, we won't be able to get you advanced luggage tags, and your whole embarkation process will be delayed while you set up your onboard account in person at the pier. So I do recommend giving the credit card during the online check-in process. Now, for gratuities, most of us have prepaid gratuities included in our perks packages. If you do not have a perks package, meaning you chose the standard fare when we booked your cabin, then gratuities will automatically be charged each day by Princess onto your onboard account. But whether or not you have the free prepaid or you're paying on board, the gratuities cover the same things. It covers your stateroom attendant, your dining room server, the maitre d' in the dining room, and other restaurant staff at other restaurants, back of house, hotel, and housekeeping staff. Those are all covered by your daily gratuities. When you order drinks, there will be a gratuity automatically written onto your bill. If you have the perks package that includes a drink package, the gratuities are included with all those drinks. So if you're writing on additional gratuity, that's very generous of you, but it's optional. If you choose to bring additional cash for tipping, that is optional. Some people will give their dining room server or their room steward, especially, an extra cash tip at the end of the week. Tommy and I usually do. For a cruise this length, we would give $10 to $20 for people who really made our cruise fabulous. But again, that is optional. It's also been brought to my attention lately that maybe I'm really cheap. Some people are tipping a lot more than this. I found out that some people tip their dining room server $50 a person at the end of the cruise, and that shocked me. So I wanted to put it out there that if you're a really generous tipper and I sound cheap, maybe you're right. But those cash tips are optional. I do recommend bringing tip money for while we're in the islands. The locals in these islands live a very simple life, and we can really help to share the wealth by tipping our tour guides and our transportation drivers generously. So in terms of cash in the islands, they do all have their own currency. Most of them are on the East Caribbean dollar. Some places like Martinique take euros. I think Dominica takes both the East Caribbean dollar and the euro, but the good news is that US dollars are also accepted in all of those ports. They may not be accepted everywhere. So it's good to have a credit card with you that you can use as a backup to your US dollars. I recommend a credit card that doesn't charge foreign transaction fees, so you might want to look into that before we depart and figure out which of your credit cards would be best to use if the transaction is going to be charged in a foreign currency. And I also recommend bringing a whole roll of small US bills so that you have easy money for tipping both on board or in port. And also, when you make purchases in port in US dollars, you can give the correct change because it's likely that you won't get change back in US dollars. You'll probably get your change in their local currency, except St. Thomas and Grand Turk, where the US dollar is their official currency. Let me know what other questions you have about currency and gratuities. I'm here for you and I have answers. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll be back next week with more information to get you ready to cruise. Bye.